So can you tell us first who you're playing in the production?
I'm playing Will Shakespeare.
I'm playing Viola de Lesseps.
And how have rehearsals been going?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
we're about to move into the theatre, so it all feels a little bit.
It's very exciting. It's a huge, it's a massive team. There's about 28 of us, and they're and a dog, a couple of dogs, and they are. It's just the most wonderful group of people. They're just really fun and exciting, and we spend every morning about an hour and a half doing historical dance and singing and fighting and things. So it's just it's very, very exciting. And there's never a boring moment. It's always just sort of wild chaos and things. Organised chaos, of course.
I was going to say, it's 28 people in the cast. That's really quite big for a production.
Yeah.
We've
been told to plug that is a record-breaking
really
number of people for a play.
We can't fact check that right now, but we'll just take your word for it. So
Don't test us.
Pretty crazy with that many people in the rehearsal room?
It's great, isn't it? It's fun.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I don't know. We're not really allowed to give too much away, but everyone is used in a way. It's a real family feel. It's not like people come in for bits and bobs. I mean, everyone's in all the time, and it's a sort of huge, big old affair. So it's very fun.
And some of them are listed as being musicians. Does that mean there's quite a lot of music going to be integrated into the show?
Yeah, there's beautiful music, isn't there?
Yeah.
Musicians are amazing. They're acting as well. And, but plenty of it is underscored with
music.
Yeah.
They're amazing, really, because these musicians, they're all actors in their own right, so they're brilliant actors, but they also get asked to, they'll play maybe 2 or 3 instruments, which is mind-bogglingly amazing to me, but they also then get thrown, they go, oh, you can play the cello, can you also play the drum and also the squeeze box? And so these guys have just learnt these.
And the hurdy-gurdy.
And the hurdy-gurdy.
We've got some
authentic
instruments in it.
Yeah.
I don't think I even know what a hurdy-gurdy is.
I don't think we do either, but...
The hurdy-gurdy is...
the
hurdy-gurdy is like this wind, it looks like a lute, and you sort of wind it up, and it works a little bit like a violin, and but they play it a little bit like an accordion.
You don't know what it is.
I do. I brushed up just for this.
Have you had to do much research into the 16th century?
Well, we've done physically. Our movement director, she's done tons of work with us on, the dances and the physical language of the piece has been drummed into us, hasn't it? We've
Literally.
Literally. We've done pavans, and I don't know what the name of our dance is, but we've learnt to reverence, and I think that the dresses will help with that so much, to be in corsets and wigs and what have you. Queen Elizabeth looks amazing, and our relationship with the Queen and that we've gone there, haven't we?
No, it is, because it's really about it. What we really needed to do, which is what Declan, the director, and Nick, the designer, they don't want it to be this vehicle of Shakespeare doing this amazing thing. They really wanted to create an incredible world that out of it comes Romeo and Juliet and one of the greatest playwrights ever to walk the face of the earth. But really it was, we started the first week or so, all the way through, it's just been about creating this world, so being historically accurate, not necessarily with what was happening at the time, because you have to take slight poetic license to make it dramatic, but to really understand the world in which we're living and the stakes. So sort of, for example, a woman being on stage for the first time, and it was illegal, and all of these incredible things happening, the plague being around, the theatre being this sort of really looked down on. They thought everyone was these, prostitutes and everything. So it's sort of really getting out of our mindset of what we think theatre is, and London at the time, and people, and really getting into that mindset to tell the story.
So obviously, I'm sure that most people in this room have seen the film. I think I actually know someone who's been banned from watching the film in this audience. They've watched it so much.
Raise your hand. Hello. Why have you been banned?
For those who didn't hear, 17 times our husband had to watch it.
Are you divorced now? Sorry, that's personal. Sorry, I took that.
What can people expect from the play? Is it quite a true representation from the film, or have you totally thrown that out the window and started again? I know you've got a new Lee Hall's written this one, so...
I think there's new things. I think it's fairly. Well, we've had to find it for ourselves, and we've had to make it our own in order to play it, haven't we? I think, and Declan has a particular way of working that I think it enhances what you may already love, and the importance of the ensemble has been key. I think there are new bits. Yeah.
Well, there's the thing. I'm just going to take this out because this is really sort of like complicated. No, I'm not. I'm just going to hold it up here. Hello. I'm going to eat it. It's breaking. It's because the film is incredible and it works in such an amazing way. But there are things that happen in the film that you cannot possibly do on stage. And so you have to adapt it for that, and we found quite a lot of... It's been amazing. We've had Lee Hall and Tom Stoppard in the room, and they've been incredible at helping to adapt it.
So Tom Stoppard's part of the process as well, because he wrote the film, but Lee Hall's written the script for this.
Yeah,
yes.
But they've been working very much it's Lee's job to do it, but Tom's been in, and they communicate with each other a lot, and... But there's just lots of things that you realise. Oh, it's very hard to tell that story, and the way that films can, just in a boring way of, they can do a close up and tell a certain story very subtly, and you can't really do that on stage. So you have to flesh it out with lines, or you have to really. We found having Tom in this week, the storytelling of it is so important, and even though people know the story, you really want. So that people really feel what this play is about, you need to really highlight certain things in the story, which in film are highlighted for you, but for the theatre, you have to take it into your own hands and understand actually that doesn't really work on stage. So you have to sort of reimagine it and find it yourselves. But it's wonderful because as Sonia Friedman, one of the producer with Disney. She pointed out that this is, it's effectively a love story to theatre. It's one of the greatest playwrights ever known, writing one of the most iconic romantic stories of the time, ever. And so it's a bit of a love story to theatre. So the film work is fantastic and is amazing, but really, Tom said as well the other day, watching it on stage, it's sort of looking at it in a different home, and it really works in the theatre, and you get a sense of putting a play on about a play in a theatre. Hopefully it sort of takes it to a new level. I've talked for a long time.
Yes, you did.
And did you ever feel any intrepidation on taking on these roles? Obviously, they've been made so famous by Gwyneth Paltrow and Joseph Fiennes, and I'm sure you're putting your own stamp on it. It's totally different. But did you ever think, I'm not sure I want to do this?
No, I wanted to do it. It's intimidating, but they're so. I don't know. I'm repeating myself. You have to make it your own, they're so. Both of them are so sublime in the film, aren't they? But it's credit to them that you would want to then go and have a go yourself, because they make it so beautiful. And I don't know. I don't know about you, but I've had to forget about the film as much as I can. I will never be as thin as her or as beautiful. But I don't know. I think we've managed to make it our own. And
I did a very stupid thing of when I got offered the part. About a month later, I was sat at home with my mum, and Shakespeare in Love was on the shelf, and she said, "Let's watch it." Joseph Fiennes, sorry, he's so good, and you just go, really "Oh good. No!" You just watch it, and you go, "You're really good." And when you watch it in that light of,
and he's gorgeous, isn't he?
Okay, good.
And obviously, the chemistry between you two is going to be
awful.
Vital.
Cannot stand each other.
It's going to be vital to the play. Did you have to audition together to check that?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did.
We auditioned with a few. There were a few different couplings.
Yeah, we had the last round. There was quite a long audition process, and the last round was we got. I think there was me and another guy. So there were two of us, and then there were three girls. So 3 girls and 2 guys, and we had to pair off, and it took hours because you sort of had to do about 45 minutes with each, and had to swap and change. And and they were all of them. Obviously, by that time, were fantastic. But for some reason, they thought Lucy and I got on, and put us in. Yeah.
And actors always say it's very normal and it's just part of the job, but for non-actors, meeting someone you know you've got to fall in love with every night, 8 shows a week, seems like, it just seems bizarre. Do you when you meet each other on the first day of rehearsals, do you look at each other and think, right, let's go on with it?
It's quite an
Do you want
ask,
to hear a
isn't
really
it?
funny story? It's not that funny. It's barely even a story, so I don't know why I said that. But Lucy was hilarious because on the day that we had to do our readings with each other, Lucy was the second girl in, and I'd
No, I
recognised.
wasn't. I was the first.
No, you were the second.
No, it was really early in the morning.
I was there. She was.
It sounds a bit like couples counselling.
Yeah, it is. But she was hilarious because the other two girls were wonderful, beautiful girls, and then they were really great. But Lucy came in, and the first thing she said to me was, "Can I ask you a really funny question? Are you wearing the same clothes you did to the last audition?" I said, I don't really know, because she was wearing the same. Sorry, she was wearing the same clothes, and I thought, oh, this girl's really fun.
But the audition process was extensive.
She's still wearing the same clothes.
Haven't changed. It was, wasn't it? And it went on and on. Throughout a week, and I was wearing. Because you had sort of met the director, and then you met the director and Sonia, and then you met the director and Sonia and Disney, and then you met director Sonia, Disney, and the other Wills, and it did go on. And so it's obviously like you're getting through the next round and then the next round, and I was thinking to myself, well, my outfit's clearly really working. I'll keep it on, and it sort of became a superstitious thing. And by the end of the week, I thought, Jesus, do they think I wash, or do they think I wear anything else?
I'm also imagining it as like a full Elizabethan gown.
Yeah, you sort of, yeah. Well, no, what?
You just wear a full Elizabethan gown.
No, I was wearing. Well, it doesn't matter what I was wearing. No, it wasn't. I was wearing a skirt and a top that sort of helped you feel a little bit like Viola. I don't know. Oh,
and I dressed up as a woman because there's the part in the film where Will dresses up as a woman. And Declan, who is the director, and he called me the night before the last audition and said, this play will not work unless we can believe that you're a woman. And the problem is, Tom, you're 6'2" and, you know...
So macho.
And it's just not going to work. So I thought, right, okay. So I went home and had a flatmate at the time who was a girl, and I walked into her room I walked into her room, and I basically just robbed all of her stuff and turned up, and I thought it was a great idea at the time, and I walked in, and they sent us away to get ready for the last audition for the bit where I dressed up as a woman, and I dressed up in these clothes, and I walked in, and all of the producers and directors did this horrible double take when they looked at me and then looked back and thought, okay, and I thought, oh, this is not going well.
And just quickly talking about clothes, have you done a dress rehearsal yet? Because I imagine that will be a really turning point for the play when you actually put the outfits on. That's really going to make you feel like the characters.
I tried on some stuff yesterday because obviously they're amazing. The frocks are just spectacular. There's such craft in them, and they've all been being made over the last few weeks. And even just trying on a couple of dresses and the girl and Viola's wig, and also Thomas Kent, the boy that Viola plays, his wig and the moustache. It's just it was brilliant. And despite not doing the run through today or yesterday in all the get up, having that muscle memory of wearing it helped hugely. And they're absolutely beautiful.
They're so beautiful. They're hand making all of these costumes, and they're stunning. And they all, I mean, I basically look like a bit of a peasant, which is a bit unfair. But we've actually got in the midst Christopher Marlowe, David Oakes, who's playing Christopher Marlowe. He's over there, and he's got. Sorry, David. He's my super friend, and he's got a beautiful costume because he's the sort of rich rock star of the time, so his is sort of beautiful. But it was funny because we both got fitted in these, what I like to call baby grows, because you get put in these sort of white canvas things so they can take all your measurements, and we both looked the same for a couple of weeks, and then
what?
Mine looked what?
Why were you in a baby grow?
No, I call it a baby grow.
Why?
It's because
why couldn't they just measure you?
It's like a canvas. No, but they do. They sort of put the canvas onesie on, and then we'll have this conversation when there aren't people watching. More on.